I want to show you how easy it is to make homemade wonton soup that tastes even better than Chinese takeout. So the first ingredient is fresh baby bok choy, and I am going to blanch it. I have a pot with water, and I'm just going to let this simmer and boil less than a minute, and then remove it. You can shock it and set it aside. You don't have to use bok choy if you cannot find it. Sometimes I just do this with baby spinach leaves. Now for the filling for the dumplings or the wontons. Here I have pork and shrimp. You can sub both of these things with boneless, skinless chicken thigh meat or chicken breast. It's up to you. I'm going to take the pork, I'm going to slice it, I'm going to cube it, then I'm just going to start chopping it up and making sort of like a ground pork paste. You could also just work with ground pork meat if that's easier. I'm going to do the same thing for the shrimp. And now we're ready to start mixing the other ingredients. Here I'm going to add Shaoxing cooking wine, sesame oil, soy sauce. I'm adding some white pepper, and here I have ginger and garlic paste going in. I'm going to add scallions, and I'm going to add some cornstarch into the mix. And then you want to combine well. You really want to make sure everything is mixed, combined, and it almost has like this thickened paste texture. So here I have wonton wrappers and some water, and all I'm going to do is literally take, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon of this right in the center, and then you just want to get the cool water on one side of the wonton edges, and then you just fold it over. Another way is to fold that once again, like meet the two corners and kind of make more of a wonton shape or a different wonton dumpling shape. It's really up to you. Now, the usual way that I fold this is a bit messier, so to speak. It's more like a purse. You put the dumpling filling in the center and you wet the edges all around the skin, and then you kind of clump it up and gather it at the top like a bag or a purse. And when we do order Chinese takeout, that's actually the shape that I see the wonton dumplings in the soup. Definitely use the technique that you prefer. Some of you out there might do this in your sleep, so you probably would do a better job than I'm doing in this video. So you'll want to repeat the process. Now I'm going to work on the broth, which is super easy. I'm taking store-bought chicken broth, placing it into the pot. I'm also going to add some water for extra soup. I'm going to add that. And now I'm adding the whites of the scallions. And I'm using several scallions in this, and one mashed clove of garlic going in, soy sauce. Here I have Shaoxing cooking wine. I'm adding some sugar. Here I have salt, just a pinch. You want to salt to taste. I'm also going to add some sesame oil into the mix. And now I'm going to combine that, and you'll want to bring this up to a gentle simmer. Here I've already been simmering it for about 10 minutes. It's kind of like at a rolling boil. And I fished out all the scallions, and I also added one garlic clove. Now at this point, you can add all of our blanched and chopped bok choy into the pot of broth along with the dumplings, cook it, and serve. But if you want to serve at different times or really have a chewy texture to the wonton skins, you'll want to boil them and cook them in a pot of water. I'm just using the water that I blanched the bok choy in. I'm going to cook these for several minutes. You'll know when they're done, when they kind of float to the surface. And then once they're done, like this, I'm going to add them into an ice bath to shock them. And this will keep a nice texture to the wonton skins when you go to serve the soup. But like I said, you definitely could make this like a one-pot soup and just boil it into the broth. But when you serve it, you add the dumplings into the bowl with bok choy, and then you ladle over the hot soup. And so when you do this and you serve the individual bowls, everyone gets, you know, just that nice chewy texture. But, you know, do what works for you. And this is it. This is one of my favorite comforting soups to make at home. It's so simple. It's so delicious. And if you love Chinese takeout soup, please give this recipe a try. It's not hard. Now, I won't say that it's super authentic when it comes to the broth, but it definitely tastes great. I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.